Hi, my name is Cindy Rang.
I'm Brianna Motzkus, and today is FabriChat.
Hey, so I don't know if you know where we are.
We're in the library.
In the library. We are at my house. So our plan was that we were going to go ahead and do FabriChat over at Daisy House and kind of give you a sneak peek. We just could not get our act together. And by we, I mean Brianna. Okay, no, maybe
we did a lot today, though.
We got a lot done today, but we just couldn't. Uh-oh, do we hear her?
She's chit-chatting.
Pretty soon we'll be joined by Maisie. But anyway, we just couldn't quite get it together. So what we're going to do instead is we will go ahead and do kind of a tour of Daisy House. And if you don't know what Daisy House is, that is our second retreat center. So we have had, for 6 years, we have had Gate 17. And it is a 16-bed retreat center. Well, there's 16 beds. There's 4 condos with 2 bedrooms, 2 beds in each. And then we do have 3 bonus bungalows so that we actually have a total of 19 beds and a really large 2,200 square foot event center where people do quilting retreats.
Yeah.
It has been so busy and fully booked for the last couple of years that we were able to buy the Hoarder House across the alley from us. And then we've remodeled and added on. We added another.
It's so pretty.
It really is pretty. It turned out really, really nice. And it's 10 beds. It's 5 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, and a really large sewing area. And of course, both facilities are right next door to each other. They both overlook the lake. And we are going to put a bottle of wine in each spot that says, oh, the people across the alley are from Yakima. The people across the alley are from
we're going to meet
Kent.
neighbors.
Yeah, so I think it'll be kind of nice. So anyway, we're just finishing things up. And so we'll, and we have our first retreaters are going to be in there tomorrow. And so we'll get the videos done before, but, and then maybe some pictures of them in there. But anyway, so yeah, so we're super, super excited. So that's why we're out here. And, but we still have several things that we wanted to kind of touch base with you and tell you. The other thing about being out here was that I was going to show you guys. Remember last week I said, oh, there was something that I had printed off and somebody had a bunch of questions and then I couldn't remember what it was. I found it. It was in my little folder marked FabriChat.
Strange place to find that.
So weird. But somebody had emailed and they had inherited a bunch of their, I don't know if she said it was her aunt's or her grandmother's or her mother's quilts, and they were very, very old. And so she was very nervous about care for them and what to do. So I was thinking, since we were going to be out here, I would show you. I have 3 quilts that are over 100 years old, one that is almost 130 years old. Very, very threadbare. We have them hanging up and we ask people don't use them just because they're pretty threadbare, not a lot of warmth left anyway, and also because they can't really handle a lot of washings. And so there is some specific care of those. What you want to know is that to choose to not wash them is not a good idea because bacteria will eat cotton. So you'll get holes in it just from bacteria.
A good thing to use to wash is that Retro Clean.
Yes.
Is a really good, not super harsh chemicals, and it'll help get it clean, get rid of any bacteria, and maybe whiten it if it's gotten stained over the years or being in a cedar chest. It'll help clean all that. Yeah.
It'll get rid of some of those wood stains, some of the rust stains that might be
odor
in there. And it's like Orvis soap, so it is old-fashioned a little bit in that it doesn't have those harsh chemicals that are in a lot of our soaps now. We can put a link for that. And in fact, the person that asked me the question, I know that I put some in her thing, and I said, this is really what you want to use. The other thing, too, is you want to, of course, make sure that you don't use an agitator bar. So if you do, what we were doing is we were kind of soaking them in the tub.
It's a great way to do it.
Yeah, and just letting it kind of soak and sort of gently agitating and kind of changing the water out a little bit, and then kind of just wringing it a little bit, and you just fold it and roll it like you're rolling it in a towel, and then putting it in a front load washer. And I can set my setting. I think some front load washers you can't change your setting. To spin it.
Oh, to spin. Yeah.
to spin the excess water out, and then put it in a dryer on low heat. Some people want to hang it outside. Do not hang it outside because wet fabric will stretch. And so you really don't want to do that. Just go ahead and throw it in a dryer, just low setting, and then you're fine. One other thing I just want to mention about antique quilts is that we tend to kind of want to be careful with them, and maybe we want to fold them up and wrap them in tissue paper and, store them in people talk about storing them in pillowcases
or dress
and different
boxes.
things. But my philosophy is that when you pass away, what's going to happen to that quilt? If a grandson or somebody finds it, they're going to go, I don't know, they are not going to know the value of that, and they're not going to know who made it.
Yeah, I think we've all probably found an antique quilt at a
for
thrift store,
$5,
a Goodwill, and snatched that bad boy up.
Right. And then you just wonder who made this, who took it here. And thank God I was the one who found it, That's true. And so my philosophy has always been, put it out.
Enjoy it while you can.
That's why I've got 3 of them hanging in one of the condos. Yeah. It's like, take a look at this. Because now I happen to have a daughter and a granddaughter who, they would know what to do with it and they would treasure it. But not everybody has that. So I would say if it's something that you treasure and you love, and it doesn't matter that it's worth $800 or $1,000 or whatever it's worth, what's it worth to you? You're not going to sell it anyway.
Right.
So you might just as well enjoy it and love it and look at it and remember that person that made it whenever you look at it, and let somebody else worry about what it's worth.
And I think a great thing to do is do a little envelope with a little card that says, have a little picture of it with a quilt that says, so-and-so, if you know the history of it, write it down.
Yeah.
If you don't, just say it was February of 2017 and I found it at Goodwill.
Yeah, there you go.
And I loved it and we displayed it, so,
Yeah, and this is
mean,
where I bought it.
Just something that would be super fun, because you never know how long until someone doesn't know the story anymore and they find a little love letter in, Grandma's jewelry box and they know where that quilt is. It just makes it that more treasurable as, generations go on.
That's right. So that was the question from last week, and what I wrote on there is I said, this is a really long answer. We'll cover this in FabriChat, and here is some soap, and we'll talk to you about how to use it. So anyway, so that was what that was. And then, let's see, the other thing is that I was going to tell you, about butter. I was going to tell you guys, this is just such a... this is just such a heartwarming story. Oh, not Butter the dog.
I don't know if I know about Butter.
You might not know how the story ended. Well, part of it, but I really wanted to share it with you guys because it's just so sweet. So this last weekend we had a retreat group here, and
his name was Butter?
His name was Butter.
Aww, I was here buying strawberries.
She was here. So she had my strawberry patch. I needed to fill in some holes, and she needed to thin some
mine.
of hers. And so she was here, and we were working outside. And as we were working outside, this little dog, not very big, came darting across the highway. So we live right along the highway, and the park is right across the street from us. And he comes darting across, and then after a few minutes, he goes darting back, through traffic. And then a few minutes later, he comes darting across again. And so I open the gate, and I'm trying to call him, thinking, gosh, come in the backyard where we have a gate here, and we'll see who your owner is. But in the meantime, you're going to get squished, And at the same time, somebody from the retreat center, a couple of the ladies came out and said, oh my gosh, And so she went over and caught the dog, which he came right to her, super, super friendly.
Super sweet.
And so she starts to go across to the park, and this teenager comes over, and all I heard him say at first was, if you want that dog, you can have it. And I thought, well, that's not very nice. Why are you giving away your dog? And so they had a conversation, and then she came over and said that he said that he kind of knew the family that had lived here, and they were moving away, and they couldn't take him with them. So they packed everything up. They went over to the park, and they
left him.
Let him out of the car, and just left him there and drove off. And it was about 2 months ago.
What was really sad is when he finally got into the backyard, he loved Wyatt.
Yeah. Well, wait. Let me get to that part.
Oh, okay.
Let me get to that part.
Hold the phone.
Hold the phone. So, because that's an important piece to the story, is that part.
Sorry.
So wait. So what happened is, so they said that he's been in the park for 2 months, And there's always kids in the park. There's always teenagers over there.
Always
and so they were feeding him, whatever he was eating. He didn't look particularly skinny, but so he was eating junk. And anyway, so they were not sure what to do. So at first they kind of just took him back over to the park, and we watched him, and he walked over. There's a little store across the street, and he was kind of going in there and sitting there and walking back over. And every time a car would pull in, he'd stop and he'd look. And he looked at, see if it was his family or whatever. So finally these gals, they couldn't take it. And the one worked at a rescue in Everett. So she thought, oh, she's going to just take him home and she'll find a home for him. So they go over, they pick him up, they go down to the store, they get some dog food, they get a leash, they get a collar, they come back and they brought him in the backyard. And so, we're talking about him. And of course, again, the whole time he's in the backyard and he's doing fine with Lizzie. Lizzie's a total dork. Lizzie is socially awkward.
She's that odd friend.
She really is. She's very, she's a golden retriever, of course. And so she's got that kind of personality. But anyway, so she's being a dork and he's being perfectly appropriate. And again, just keeps looking and looking for his family watching. And then all of a sudden, Wyatt, who is working across the alley over at Daisy House with Papa and with Robert, Wyatt comes tearing across. And as Wyatt's coming in the back gate, I am standing about 10 feet away, and I'm nervous thinking, oh my gosh. And so I kind of couldn't quite get to him soon enough to tell him, don't come running up on a stray dog, And so he comes in, and this dog, you're right, this dog just acts like a puppy.
It was the
so
cutest thing.
Excited to see him and love. And then as they're walking around, he's following right next to him and wants to be right with him. And, just so sweet with Wyatt. It was so sweet. It broke my heart even more to realize that this little dog.
He had a boy.
Yeah. And so all the ladies that were standing there, this one, as soon as she saw that, it's like, all right, that's it. I'm taking that dog because she has grandkids at home that are the same age. She has other dogs.
Oh,
and she thought, that's it.
Perfect.
So that's what happened, is that she decided, Shirley, I think was her name, like, that's it, I'm taking him. And so that's what they decided. So I found a bed. They went to Walmart and got a crate for him. And the plan at first was that he was going to hang out in the event center, and then he would spend the night in the backyard. And so I had texted her at about 8 o'clock, and I said, that's really not a good plan, because after he's been spending all of this time with you, I don't know that he can handle more rejection. I don't think he should be put in the backyard. I think he should go in the condo with you. And that's when she said, yeah, we bought a crate. We were hoping you would think that. Absolutely. So then the next morning, this was Saturday night, and they were all checking out on Sunday. So I texted early and said, how did he do? And she said, oh, he went right to bed. It's just... I think he knows that he has a home. So then I went out there while they were loading up, and he would not take his eyes off of her.
Probably not.
He's just watching. And as she's loading up, the crate and his bed in the back of the car, he's just watching. And you could tell he was getting a little bit nervous.
Sure.
That, but anyway, then it was very, very
That's
sweet.
awesome.
And they had given him a bath, and he was all clean. And what was really sweet, I was in the laundry room. I had already started laundry, and I could hear all of this, all of this high-pitched kind of squealy kind of stuff. And so I walked out to see what was going on, and all of these ladies were saying goodbye to him.
Aw, how sweet.
And so, but he was just... You could just tell in his face, I think it's such a horrifying thing when you think about how horrible people can be. I mean, and I don't know what their story was, and I don't know, I'm not going to judge. I don't know their names, I don't know anything, but I just keep thinking, oh my gosh, to just leave a dog in the park and assume he's going to make it, along a highway. I'm not going to lie to say that I don't understand that.
Right, and I know... Mom's super partial. When they bought the property up in Tenasca that we called the cabin, that's what happened, is they were going to leave their dogs to whatever mountain animal was there to eat them, and Mom was like devastated. It's like, no, you leave them here. They were moving to the city. People who were no electricity, no running water, were moving to like Vegas. Craziest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And we're only able to take one of these dogs, and Lady, a purebred lab, was the best dog.
best dog ever.
You know, and
best dog we ever had. She was so
awesome
protective.
Memories. Yeah.
Yeah. They got her because there's cougars up there. And so she was there to protect the 2 children. And very protective.
Yeah.
I mean, she watched, and because we had, Brianna and her 2 brothers, so we had 3 small children.
She knew her job.
She herded them. She wanted to make sure all 3 were together.
She would grab our wrists, and not hard, but she would not let go. And she'd just like pull us around, like, no, we're not separated. And growing up at the house that I live in now, there was a backyard and then 2 side yards. If we were not all 3 in the same line of vision, someone was getting it.
Yeah.
You're going to be dragged back.
Yeah.
She was a great dog. So Butter is going to be a fantastic dog for those grandbabies.
I think so too.
He is going to have their backs.
So too. Yeah.
I love it.
I know.
Good,
It's a nice
happy
story.
ending story.
Happy endings. And
do you have a picture of Butter? Can I insert a picture?
I do.
Okay.
Put in a picture
I'm
of
going to
Butter.
insert a picture of Butter.
Yeah, and the picture that I have of Butter is when he had went in and was in the retreat center on the little cat bed.
With his new fans.
Yeah, with his new
newfound family.
They had went already to the store and they bought him some toys. And so he's sitting there with a smile on his face. But yeah, he was adorable.
It.
The other sweet thing that I'll tell you is that the retreaters that have been here, he is the 3rd dog that has been rescued.
That is true.
From Soap Lake. So,
so
doesn't say much for us, but sorry. But says a whole lot for quilters. So thank you for doing that. And so super, super sweet. So just...
And we still do have the Rocker Pet Pantry. The Soap Lake shelter that I got my dogs from. They were just at capacity. She cannot take any more dogs.
Right.
I think she's at a capacity of cats. Heck, she's got chicken and ducks too. But
a horse.
So I mean, we do have a shelter, but I mean, if 3 people have taken animals home just by coming to a quilt retreat, you can see that it's kind of a sad, regular occurrence, which is too bad. But yeah, we still do have a shelter here, but she's of course at capacity, but. Yeah. I'm so happy for Butter.
I know. Me too.
Such a good story.
Me too. I think it's a really good story. And I was thinking that had something to do with, because today, because I think Sunday. Yeah, because I think Sunday was something like National Rescue a Dog Day or something. I have to look that up. But Sunday. Sunday was the beginning of National Pet Week.
Oh, look at that.
Right? I know. And also, Be Kind to Animals Week. That's what we're at. So
very important.
Funny? I know. And then for today, it is kind of fun too because we have a special day today. So, let me get back there to where I was. Sorry, I had to go back and look. So today is National Donate a Day's Wages to Charity Day. I guess charity of your choice. So that's kind of nice. It's also Mother's Day in Mexico. That's kind of nice. It's National Golf Day. It's National School Nurse Day. All right. Today is also, this was the one that I was so excited about. Wait, let me see if there's something else because then no, this is it. We don't know. You don't want to miss like National, Reese's Pieces Day or something. I know.
No,
which we're not. But it is National Washington Day.
We finally get our day.
We get our day.
Woo!
For Washington State, Wednesday, May 10th. So, in fact, I'm going to read this because...
was their interpretation of Washington pretty accurate?
Yeah, it was really good. Okay, so... I mean, I kind of feel like I know about our state, and I feel like I know all of these things, but I'm just going to go ahead, bear with me while I just read this to you. And I really am proud of Washington. It's kind of funny because we've talked about this before that, I've lived here my entire life. I was born in Washington State, as were you, of course. I've traveled around, but I've never lived outside of the state. And I think that, we don't always appreciate where we're from. And I have come to appreciate it more as people travel to see us. And then they see different things and we tell people different things. And then the big thing was when we traveled to Iceland, which is this beautiful country. It truly is beautiful scenery, but everywhere because Mark went with us, and every time we turned around, it's like, well, this looks like just like at my house. This is like 4 miles up the road. Our mountains are bigger than this. our basalt columns are bigger than this. Our waterfalls are bigger than this. And so anyway, it made me appreciate it far more.
That's cool.
And so anyway, and in case I forget to mention, we have a cruise that we're doing, a Riverboat Cruise. We've mentioned it before, but it will be in October of this year. And we're doing the Columbia River, which is right here. And we even
really
have
pretty.
a pre-cruise package where you come and you hang out with us for we pick you up at the airport, you hang out here, so your lodging, your meals, all of your excursions, everything, you do everything here with us, and then we go to the boat together, and then we cruise the Columbia for 7 days. So be very nice. So anyway, so I'm going to read this to you. So National Washington Day, celebrated on May 10th, recognizes Washington as the 18th largest state, a zone of 71,000 square miles, and the 13th most populated city, of course, Seattle.
Yeah.
A large percentage of Washington residents live in the Seattle metropolitan area. It serves as the state's transportation, business, and industrial hub. Washington is one of the most prosperous and the most socially liberal state in the nation. I believe that. I totally believe that. And, a little side note here. The reason that I believe that, we were talking about this the other day, is because we do not experience racism. We hear about it and we know, I believe that it exists, but it's just here, nobody cares. Nobody cares what color you are, who you love, any of that stuff. We just don't care about any of that. And I never really thought about it before. I never realized that so many other states are like that. I mean, we have our rednecks, and we get to say that because we are rednecks, and so we own that. And so we think of ourselves as conservative, but we are conservative liberals. We are, what do we call ourselves? Yeah, we're liberal conservatives. Yeah. And so I care about a lot of that, but in terms of social stuff, I'm a big supporter of that. So anyway, so when they said that we are the most socially liberal state, I don't know how they quantify that, but anyway, that's Washington. Yeah. So life expectancy is among the highest in the country. Unemployment is among the lowest because Washington is a major lumber producer with forests of Douglas fir, hemlock, pine trees, white pine, spruce, large cedar covering its rugged terrain. The state is the major producer of, we know all of these things, right? Apples, blueberries, pears, sweet cherries, hops, and spearmint oil, also asparagus, apricots, edible peas. What kind of peas are there if there's not edible peas?
Are there bad peas?
I don't know. It says edible peas. I don't know why you would write that.
Because they don't eat split peas.
Yes, we do.
Unedible.
And a split pea is an edible pea that has been split and dried.
Ew.
That's what you're getting for lunch tomorrow. I bet tomorrow is split pea soup day. Also grapes, lentils, and peppermint oil. I know that Grant County, our county, is the #1 producer of peppermint oil in the world.
That's pretty cool.
And you can smell it all the time.
When it's being cut.
Yes, all the time. And it is a natural deterrent of all kinds of mice, critters, spiders, whatever. So everybody has it planted in a pot out, and you can do the same thing outside of your back door or your front door. But all of us here know, do not plant it in your garden. It will take over. It'll grow in your grass. So you guys think you have dandelion problems? We got mint problems. So you only put it in a container around here. Yeah. But anyway, let's see. We also have domesticated animals, types of meat, commercial fishing, especially salmon, halibut, bottom fish. All of those things contribute to the state's economy. And in terms of wine production, Washington is second only to California.
I'm glad, because I know that we have amazing wine just in our area right here.
We truly
and
do.
Just all you hear is, the Napa Valley, the Napa Valley. What about our valley? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. It's really good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
But if we play second, I'll play second.
We're second. Second in terms of largest. In terms of best, I'm sure we're #1.
Yeah.
We're going to say that. Quote us on that. So, and this is kind of the coolest thing. So I'm going to read this verbatim because I read this earlier and I wasn't sure about this. So I'm going to read it the way that it's written. The Olympic National Park contains several of the nicest, calmest trees in the United States.
Trees? How?
They're calm. I don't know what it means. But it says, and this is all caps, so there's something called 1 square inch of silence contributes to the preservation and hopefully expansion of Earth's naturally silent spaces.
Does a tree fall in the woods? Apparently not.
No. How does that go? If a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound?
Apparently not. I don't know.
Not if nobody's there to hear it. I think is the answer to that.
I feel like,
well, you know what's funny is
there's not a whole lot of wind up there. I mean, it's thick.
I don't know. The Cascade Mountains, yeah, it really is super, super thick. I mean, if you have a plane flying over, you see absolutely nothing except for trees, and it is pretty thick, and there's a whole lot of silence. But I don't know about calm trees. I'm not sure what that meant.
I don't know what that means.
It's interesting. It's interesting. So
I want to know where they found that information. How do you judge that?
I don't know what that. I don't know what the answer to that is, but I feel like there's some research that we're going to be doing, and we'll report back to you. There are more than 300 glaciers in the state. I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
I don't know. I'm assuming they must be up north.
Yeah, off the peninsula.
Yeah. Anyway, and it's known for its storm watching in winter and beaches in the summer. Without a doubt, Washington is a fantastic place to take in.
It is.
Boom.
It is.
National Washington Day.
Yep.
All right, and with that...
Yeah, we love the Washington beaches. We're going, Father's Day, we're going to Westport.
Oh, yeah.
That's where Robert loves, Westport. They usually go either to Ocean Shores or to Westport. They go fishing out of Westport. So.
And there's lots of different beaches. There's beautiful sandy beaches, and then there's...
beautiful rocky ones.
Yeah, and then there's also oyster beaches, which you want to be careful walking on. But so, yeah, all kinds of...
lots of cool stuff
geography as you go up and down.
And it's so funny how much it changes. Mm-hmm. I mean, even if Ocean Shores and Westport are super similar. They're like, as the crow flies, probably, 20 minutes down the road. But it changes where, depending on how high you up, the higher you get up the peninsula, the rockier, the more driftwood you're going to see. And the farther you get south is... more sand, gets sandier and sandier, but they're really pretty beaches. Really pretty beaches, yeah, yeah. It's a really pretty state. So, all right. So with that, yeah, you need to come visit us. Come visit us on a retreat, or come pre-excursion visit us, and then we'll go down the Columbia, which is just that'll be really fun. And we being here in Ephrata, we're right in the center of the state. We are 3 hours from the Idaho border, and we are 3 hours from the coast. So even if we're 3 hours from Oregon. 3 hours from Canada. We're right in the middle. We're a good pivot point. Right in the middle. Meetup spot. Mm-hmm. Yeah. In fact, I tell people that all the time. Just find a map of Washington, put your finger right in the middle, and you're going to hit Ephrata. You're going to find us. Yeah, that's where we are. Yep. All right. Anything else? Let's see. Tonight we have box opening. Yep, box opening. Yesterday, you would have seen the startup of Color Dance, Block of the Month. That I'm going to teach with you guys. It's just what you need to get gathered. Because those of you that have the pattern who opted not to get the kit, I noticed looking through the pattern, it doesn't tell you what you need. So we can talk over that real quick, and then we'll start in 2 weeks. We'll start our first block together. It's only a few blocks, and it's they do both in 2 sizes. Super fun. And I think tomorrow you will see the first class of Jaybird. We've already done, maybe up next, I'll do the Jaybird refresh of what you need to gather. And then tomorrow you will see the first lesson. Yeah. Yeah, we're finally getting those all going. And what else? I guess that's it. People keep calling about the sewing machines, the Mother's Day special. Those sold out in a couple hours. Super fast. Super sorry. But legally, I mean, I hate using that kind of a term, or
or
we're still following the rules.
In terms of rules, we can only sell them at that price because they're used. Because they really were used on that Panama cruise. And so we can't sell a new one for that price, but we can sell a used one that was sewn on 4 times on a cruise. And so that's why we can sell it for that deal. But come to the Columbia River Cruise with us. We will have those machines on that boat, or new ones, brand new ones, that will be used, and you will get first dibs
to take it home.
And whatever you guys don't buy, whoever comes with us, then we'll have some for Christmas that we'll sell.
Yeah.
That'll be used.
Yeah.
On 2 days on a cruise.
Yeah. Maybe.
Or not.
Open and petted.
Yeah. Too many things to see. I'm drinking wine.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right.
I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Anything else? And then we will go ahead and do we'll do a
daisy tour.
Yeah, for you.
Show you the new place.
We just couldn't get our act together today.
Yeah. We'll get it done for you.
All right. Thanks, you guys. Bye. Thank you for watching our video. We invite you to leave a comment, hit the like button, or better yet, subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode. You can also visit our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or Pinterest pages, or find all of those things and our online store at FabricPatch.net.